What's going on, guys? This is Mr. DeLORIan here. Welcome back to a brand new video. Today what I want to do is break down the new trailer we just got for The Walking Dead Season 11 Part 1.
We stick together.
Now, the trailer we will be breaking down in today's video comes from The Walking Dead's YouTube channel, which I'll make sure to link down below in the description. Also, this trailer does serve as kind of a recap of past events, episodes, and seasons leading up to Season 11, before giving us some new and interesting scenes at the end of, scenes in The Walking Dead Season 11. And yes, actual scenes, not just quick cut stuff or pictures, actual scenes of, inside episodes and anything. So let's get into them. The first scene we get is our subway group, Daryl, Maggie, Negan, and all of them walking down the underground subway area until something kind of rumbles above them, or either above them or below in the subways, where it kind of gets really quiet after something rumbles above them or in the subway, and they all kind of come to a sudden stop and everything, and Daryl says, "Listen." Now I do wonder what this is, since why would there be an explosion in the train tracks or in the subway above or even in the train tracks? So I do wonder, since we've been getting some in that one tease we did get the skies all looking fairly yellow, like a nuke just went off. I wonder if there'll be explosions above the subway, anything maybe by the Reapers trying to stop our group from moving, because I can't think of what else there would be a huge explosion or rumble down the subway. So I could think is that that's the Reapers doing it, or maybe walkers that maybe could collapse down or anything, a weak part of the subway. But it's interesting because I do wonder what's gonna happen with our subway group here and everything, and with this whole rumble and what it is. Next we get Negan sitting down in kind of this just really reddish kind of weird area and everything, with walkers banging out a window behind him. Now I did see theories of this being Negan and Maggie, or just even Negan, or just Negan and maybe someone else being captured by the Reapers and him kind of just looking up at someone scared, which I do believe is something that can happen, but I have kind of other thoughts, because we do know that they will be meeting a different kind of group underneath this in the subways. I think there's this one guy with a beard that a lot of people actually did think was Negan, and why he had a beard and long hair, but there's someone else that they will be meeting down there. So I do wonder if this is them maybe sitting in the subways with these people, maybe talking with them and just saying oh, how long have you been down here, and just getting to know them, because we will be meeting a new group and everything. So I do believe this is Negan sitting down while all of them are talking and everything. But yet again, it could be them captured by the Reapers, or it could be them in a situation after the rumble in the subway. But if this is underground, I do wonder how there's a walker banging on the windows, unless they're maybe inside a train in the subway, which could be it and everything. But I think the kind of windows are pretty high up for a walker to be hitting them. So that's why I think a lot of people think this is above ground, while the Reapers have Maggie and Negan maybe, or maybe Negan and someone else held hostage, which I think would be a really cool scenario, because Negan would bash the fucking heads of any Reapers. Next we do get a really big and eye-winding image, which is essentially Yumiko walking up to the Wall of the Lost inside the Commonwealth camp. Now, I'm not sure if this is inside the Commonwealth or this is inside the camp where Eugene, Yumiko, and Princess and Eugene are being held. But we do see her looking at the Wall of the Lost, and I think it's been pretty much it's pretty much confirmed that this will be Yumiko finding someone of that she knew from her past inside of the Commonwealth, and this person will pretty much be Yumiko's. I think someone mentioned that could be her brother, that it is her brother, possibly from a past line that she says that she got disconnected from her brother, but I don't remember anything, because I just don't remember. But I think the biggest thing in all of this and everything is, yep, Yumiko looking at the Wall of the Lost and then possibly finding out, or most definitely finding out, that someone that she knew from her past life and everything is still alive. But also the fact that she's heavily put in some Commonwealth gear and everything, or Commonwealth soldier gear. So I do wonder how she got this gear on and everything. Maybe she escaped from the Commonwealth and everything, or maybe knocked out a soldier, or maybe escaped or knocked out one, took their gear, or escaped and found some Commonwealth gear to maybe hide among them and everything, to try to break out Eugene, Ezekiel, and Princess, which I do feel is definitely plausible and for her to do and everything. Or maybe they're being escorted to the Commonwealth camp and everything, and maybe they gave them some gear and anything, not be attacked or killed by walkers, which yet again is definitely plausible and everything. But all yet again plausible theories that could happen or anything to Yumiko to have her acquire this gear. But I do wonder who she'll find. I feel it's definitely her brother, since I think a lot of people said that she said a past line about her brother. But this is definitely very interesting, because she does also look at a note, which I'm not sure what it says, but I'll put it on screen as clear as I possibly can so you guys can go take a look at it. Next we see Merce and two Commonwealth soldiers taking someone that we don't know of who this is yet, and I think taking them out of the Commonwealth camp or one of their cells inside the camp. And this is the other person I think we saw in other teasers that was put to the ground ground or anything. I'm assuming he's being taken out now from, like, you know, the camper's cell to where I'm not sure and everything. Maybe it's a questioning room, although I do wonder why they're gonna question this guy since he's not, like, you know, known by our characters, so we're not sure if he's like an important person yet. Maybe he's also a new person in the Commonwealth camp, or maybe they're going to kill him or, you know, beat the shit out of him for information, which we don't know really, you know, what he could say yet. But we do see Mercer with his mask off or helmet off and everything, which is really cool in my opinion, because he just does look so badass and everything in the Commonwealth gear and everything. He just looks perfect in it. Now next is the, yet again, lots of big images. They're like, you know, scenes in here and everything. We do get to see Eugene being pinned down to the ground and everything with, like, by a Commonwealth soldier, while seeing Mercer staying in front of what is to be believed is Stephanie and everything. Now a lot of people have been putting out theories of this woman that Eugene is seen sitting next to him, plenty of teasers that we've been getting, saying, oh, this is not the real Stephanie, or if it is the real Stephanie, it's a spy, or if it's not Stephanie, that's like a fake Stephanie put in as a spy. Now there's many things that be happening in this image here. One, Eugene could have just found out that Stephanie, or this is not a real Stephanie, or this is, like, you know, a ploy, and he gets, like, angry at her and everything, or maybe he just finds out, and then the Commonwealth soldiers pretty much come in and get him on the ground and everything. And maybe even before this, Eugene gives Stephanie some information, then he finds out and everything, and then they come in and get him to the ground. Because we do get to see in other teasers, which I do have another breakdown video coming in, like, you know, pretty soon about a past teaser that we've gotten. But we do get to see Eugene being taken back to Alexandria and everything, and definitely to Alexandria with a bag over his head. So I do wonder if they'll get information from Eugene and everything that he gives to Stephanie, and then he's like, oh my god, you're a traitor and everything, and then they come in, get him, put a bag over his head, and start taking him to Alexandria back to where he said his camp is. Or maybe this is Stephanie and everything, and he gives her the information. I don't know, I feel like she'll not necessarily betray him. Like, if this is the fake Stephanie, she'll technically betray him, or if this is the real Stephanie and she doesn't have any ill intentions, then it's kind of, I'm assuming she'll be like, oh my god, don't hurt him or whatever. Or if this is Stephanie but she does intend to betray him, then it's gonna suck for Eugene. But we do also get to see in the room that there are tons and tons of just, like, radios and, like, you know, walkie-talkies and stuff like that. So this is clearly in the room where he, like, you know, Eugene was contacted from and everything by the real Stephanie, if this is not her, or by this person Stephanie. So this clearly is in the room of the person that was contacting Eugene, since there are tons of radios and walkie-talkies and stuff all over the room. In the last and final shot, we pretty much get a flashing shot of a bunch of Reapers moving towards the camera, and essentially on the move, on the road and everything, to where I'm not sure, but we haven't seen this shot in a lot of teasers, and it just looks super badass in my opinion. Now there have been theories going around that this is our group in Reaper gear and everything, heading to the Reaper camp or maybe to war with them, which is not a bad theory. It is definitely something that I think we were kind of robbed a little bit in, like a Whisper arc, where in the Whisper arc of the comics, our group wore, like, you know, I think Dwight organized an idea of them to wear, like, you know, Whisper mask and everything and gear to go into the camp and everything and infiltrate them, kill them when the Whispers fell back. And maybe this is them bringing that back into the show and everything, to have them wear, like, you know, Reaper gear and then go in and kill them. Although I do hope it's a lot bigger than them just wearing Reaper gear and just going to kill them, unless this is after the Reaper, like, you know, huge Reaper war, and then maybe they're gonna go kill off the rest of them, like maybe the last 5 at the camp. But I do feel like these are actual Reapers and everything, and they look really terrifying, and I can't wait to see them, because they have, like, you know, weapons like machetes, knives, and bows and arrows and crossbows and stuff like that. So I definitely can't wait to see, like, you know, the Reapers. I hope they do make a huge, like, you know, entrance and deal and are very brutal and scary as they are said they're gonna be. But yeah, that was this trailer and everything. There's a lot of things that did happen in this trailer and everything. I guess you could call it a trailer. I said it's a trailer, but it feels like a little bit more like a teaser, since most of this, like, you know, whole video is a recap of past events leading up to season 11. I think, like, episode clips and stuff like that. But this was a nice, like, I guess I'm just gonna call it a trailer. I think this was a nice trailer that I did like and everything. So out of all of this and everything, what were you guys, like, you know, most, like, you know, surprised about and everything? What are you most hyped about? Especially, like, stuff like the what's going on with our subway group, with that huge, like, explosion moving around in the subway. What do you think about Yumiko finding possibly her brother and everything, and how do you think she got the Commonwealth gear? What do you think is happening with Eugene and everything inside, like, you know, the Commonwealth, like, you know, camp or Commonwealth, like, you know, place in general and everything? Do you think that's the fake Stephanie? Do you think it's the real Stephanie? And then, you know, why do you think he's getting tackled to the ground and everything? What do you think is the whole scenario that happened in that scene? And finally, what are your thoughts on the Reapers? What do you think? Do you think they're gonna be as scary as we're being told they're gonna be? And, like, you know, just are you excited for season 11? Because I think August 22nd, season 11 starts and everything, part 1, since it's a trilogy of, like, you know, parts in the final season, which I'm very excited for and everything. And this trailer was really good in my opinion. Just showed off a lot of new stuff. But yeah, that was the trailer. I think, like I said, it'll be linked down below so you guys go take a look at it and everything. Maybe break down some stuff that maybe I didn't see, or maybe form your own theories and everything. But make sure to comment them down below. And yep, that was all I have for today. Anything, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest in the Walking Dead universe and more breakdowns for trailers and stuff like this. And yep, I just gotta see you guys all later, amigos, and peace out.